Hi guys, thanks for joining Future Forward, the podcast where I help you navigate this ever-changing world. And today I want to talk about a topic that I think most of us really don't place much emphasis on, but is essentially the central part to human existence, and that is our health. Right. So health is something that, for lack of a better term, does not seem cool in 2024 or in the modern world. It's not seen as something really to concern yourself with. But it's in my experience that of just analyzing multiple different people that, I've spoken to and worked with, that health plays a pivotal role in every single experience you have on this earth. Every single experience you have while alive, right? The level of joy to be derived from it has a direct correlation with how healthy you are at that point in time, right? So when it comes to things like your physical health, right, it could be something as small as you going to enjoy a coffee with a friend at a coffee shop that you haven't seen for a long time, right? And because you have been neglecting that leg, because you've been neglecting that, that shoulder that's been giving you issues and you haven't gone to get it looked at, right? You are now going to this coffee shop, you're sitting there, and your experience is affected. The level of joy that you, or excitement that you would extract normally from an experience like that is reduced because your health is not optimum at that point in time, right? So that's something that I think a lot of people as a society, we don't really pay too much attention on, and a lot of the time it's diverted, right? Our attention on health is diverted because unfortunately in the world that we live in, there is this thing called the economy of health or the economy of sickness, right? We live in a world where, there are people that will profit from you being unhealthy and being sick, which is why more unhealthy things, more unhealthy products are pushed towards you, right? And everything else that is health related, everything else that cautions you to think about your health a lot more is now, pushed down a lot more, right? It's just pushed into the background and it just fades. And as a result, we are engaging in all these different activities, eating the things we shouldn't be eating, engaging in the things we shouldn't be engaging in, without really thinking too much about how that will affect us in the long run, how it would affect our health, how it would affect our experience of life as a whole, right? And aside from physical health, you do have the mental health, right? And what is unique about mental health is that mental health affects your ability to feel, right? It restricts your ability to feel emotions of pleasure from every single experience, right? So the level at which you feel pleasure, right? The level at which your own mind comprehends something as blissful, right, is affected if your state of mind is in turmoil, right? If your state of mind is in chaos, right? If your mind is filled with negative thoughts, if you are dwelling on the wrong things, if you have been absorbing the wrong information that is detrimental, if information that creates, a perception of your reality that is negative, right, on a daily basis, then hinders you from being able to see the positive and experience the positive things in your day-to-day experience. So what I'm saying with this is that every single experience, if you think about your life as a whole, everything you do from the moment you wake up is affected in terms of its pleasure or the pleasure you would get from it by how you feel, by your health, and nothing else, right? If it's money, right, you can always find money. You can always make more money, right? These things, you can gather it. If it's friends, you can always find friends. You can always find companionship, right? The health is the one element of your existence that you cannot buy, you cannot replace once lost, right? And that is the one element of life that we are not paying attention to the most. That is the one element of life that we think about the least, right? When you see people deciding to engage in things like, hookup culture or all these, unhealthy intimate exchanges, right? You're engaging in a situation where you are taking the risk, right? You're taking a risk that your health could be affected, and it could affect every other experience you have going forward into your future, right? For 15 minutes of fun, right? So that's how little we're paying attention to health. That's how little we actually, as a society, view health in our lives, or view health as being imperative to our existence, right? And then if you go on to something like spiritual health, right? Spiritual health now affects your ability to understand and manage hope, right? Your ability to perceive the world, and also your ability to actually gain what is, commonly referred to as purpose in life, right? If you do not have your spiritual energy, if you do not have that spiritual platform for you to actually gain energy from, right? You're going to be moving through life aimlessly. You're going to be moving through life in a state of confusion. You're going to be feeling like life is void of any guidance and any meaning, right? And I'm not saying to become religious all of a sudden, right? But you have to believe in something, right? You have to believe in higher power. You have to believe in the good that exists out there somewhere, because believing in that is what will allow you, right, to hope that somehow that energy that is out there, right, might pull you through something, and that might be the only thing that could pull you through a difficult situation, right? So you do need, something to believe in, right? But believing in nothing now creates a lack of purpose. It creates a lack of meaning in the world. You're just moving through life day to day, and it starts to feel like days are, starting to get stuck to each other, like, pages to a new book, right? Days just start going past day after day, and it feels like your life is not changing. You don't know where you're going. You don't know what you're doing. Life has no meaning to you anymore, and that is a recipe for depression, right? So you need to have some sort of spiritual guide, some sort of spiritual platform to stand on, for you then to be able to hope, for you then to be able to imagine a future, for you then to be able to have a purpose that, will, push you through, your day-to-day life. And, I think for the most part, we have been taught to only listen to our health when it deteriorates, right? That has always been the focus. You only look at your health when things go bad, right? When you get hurt, when you get sick, right? When you are feeling unwell, when mentally you're in a state of distress, right? That's when you look at your health, right? But in that process, right, of only dealing with the symptoms after the fact, right, we end up forgetting that you can actually do something to ensure that those things don't happen in the first place, right? It's better to be proactive. They say that the prevention is better than cure. And that is a big thing that I think we need to start focusing on, because if you do really think about it, the way you feel in terms of your health affects every single experience you will have in life. No matter what, no matter how small it is, it's affected. Think of anything you enjoy doing throughout the day, right? Then imagine yourself doing it with something wrong in your body, or with some sort of injury, or some sort of illness, or a stomach ache, right? It automatically takes the joy out of that situation. So why not put health at the center of your life, right? Why not stop looking at all these unhealthy things that are being, pushed towards you, right? Trying to get you to indulge in products that, are not the best for you, right? It's time to take your own health into your own hands. Unfortunately, we live in a society out here in the West where no one else is going to look out for your health. The government is not going to look out for your health. Certainly, the companies that are making a lot of money off your sickness are not going to look out for your health. So it's on you to decide what products you decide to put in your body, where you get them, what works for your body, what should you not eat, right? It's your the longevity of your life depends on you controlling what happens in your own internal environment. That's all I have for you today, guys. I will see you on the next episode. Thanks for watching.